Hey, Pat, I don't understand this. Looks like you're coming in number 2 at 197. What the heck's going on here? Are you going to be able to make that weight?
I don't know. It's going to be a tough cut. I'm weighing, 205, 210. And the weight's just not coming off that easily, so I'm just going to try to keep dieting, drink a lot of water,
right?
See if it comes down easily in the future, but, just going to keep chugging away at it. So
I'm just guessing a lot of people can confuse you and Brucky, right? Same hair? No?
Yeah, I think it's the same hair. I think we have the same physique. I think, our trap muscles are pretty similar.
I'm guessing he can eat you for a
too.
snack, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I can get why people get confused sometimes, but you got to kind of start distinguishing them, at some point.
Exactly. Well, you're creating some separation. He only wrestled a match today, and whatever. Tell me, early season. Tell me what's going through your brain. Like, what did you work on? So, can I just say something? I thought, like, at NCAAs, maybe I thought you were going to place higher.
I did too.
Tell me a little bit between Pittsburgh and now.
Just nitpicking stuff. I watched every single match from last year probably 20 times over, just to see, the little things. It's all about, at this level, everyone is really, really good.
Yeah.
So it's about going back and nitpicking the little things that you're doing wrong that you could correct, right?
Yeah.
Just to optimize, how good you could possibly be, right? There's always things you can improve on, so might as well find those things and start improving on them, because the moment you just keep doing the same things, it's insanity, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and expecting a different result, right?
That's right.
Might as well find the little things that you're doing wrong and start correcting them. So bottom was obviously, everyone that watches me wrestle knows that last year bottom was a huge disadvantage for me, right? Because any kid that was good on top, Piccinini, Lee, I could wrestle them all on my feet, and on top I was riding them.
Yeah.
And I get turned twice, and that blows the whole match wide open. Right?
Yeah.
So it's figuring out bottom, right? We started to learn the system last year. Now it's about perfecting the system, right? So I think me and Coach Ayers right here, Coach Dubuque, and Coach Gray, we've all just been getting in the room with all of them because they all have different things.
Yeah.
I think last year I was really focused on getting in the room with Dubuque, right? And obviously that's a 2-time national champ. Not a guy to work under. So now I think it's just there's so many different systems that all these guys have.
Yeah.
So I might as well go and see what they all are, and then figure out which one fits best to my style. And then start adding that and start mastering that. So I've just been picking apart all of their brains, and just staying really solid on bottom, figuring out micro movements, as Coach Ayers calls it. Instead of trying to roll around and create space and separation for a guy on top to get a turn.
Right.
Once a guy gets a wrist, it's really hard to get it back, especially
Totally.
With a guy like Spencer Lee or Piccinini or something like that.
Unforgiving mistakes, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And one little mistake that can blow a whole match wide open. So it's limiting those mistakes, and then adding, just figuring out more ways to score points right on top. Felt last year, wrestling a lot of guys, I would ride on top really well, but against some of the higher level guys, getting the turns and blowing those matches wide open like some of the other kids did to me. I think that was something where we can improve a little bit. So I've just been working on, figuring out a bunch of ways not to just get turns, but to transition to other turns from those turns.
Yep.
So I think me, Coach Gray, Dubuque and Ayers, even Nate. I mean, I've been getting all their brains, in one big bundle and just trying to figure out which, systems work the best. So it's been awesome so far. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. So
nice. Did you take any time off?
Yeah, actually. So, ever since high school, the summer times are very lenient for me.
Yeah.
Just because, especially, you can't really expect what a Division I wrestling season is going to be like until you go through it for a year. And I think it just took a lot out of me. I wound up getting injured last spring in the U.S. Open, so I couldn't want to finish, and I had back problems. So I was trying to deal with that for a little while, going to see the trainer and stuff. And in the summertime, I was training, doing a lot of camps. As a camp counselor for a lot of different places here. A lot of places around New Jersey. It was a lot of fun. But started picking up, back to drilling and getting to the grind. Probably early August. Got to go on vacation with my family.
Where'd you go?
We actually got a house down the Jersey Shore, Maniloki for all the New Jersey crazies down there. So, we love the Jersey Shore. We always go down to that little strip on 35, and it's a great place to be. I love that. Over the summer, every year we go down there, so it's been great. And you just got to give yourself a little bit of a mental break.
Totally.
So it's, I love it, and then it almost makes the season that much more special because it's like, okay, you've had your time off, now it's time to get back to the grind. where sometimes I feel like if you're grinding so much 24/7 that you're almost like it's a job. Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to make this a job. It's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be something that I enjoy coming into work to do. So trying to do that the best way possible.
All right. Going into your sophomore year, true sophomore, right? No Ivy shirt or anything. Any advice, like if you could go right now back 1 year, would you give yourself any advice about going into your freshman season?
Do more technique. Get in more with the coaches. I mean, I was getting in a couple times a week, but this year I'm trying to get in every day.
Yeah.
Even if it's not so strenuating, just technique, right? Picking apart little things, maybe video sessions. Just getting in as much as possible. I think last year, with the whole school workload, right, just everything thrown at you at once, it was really, I think the transition was a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. I feel like, if I had figured out how to adjust to it quicker, then I could have, figured out more ways to get in for technique and stuff. So
it's a pretty rigorous community college you're at.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know why this is community college. They should really make it a university at this point.
They should. Tell me about how you're approaching the season, right? You got a tough schedule again. What's going through your mind as you're going forward here from the Open?
Well, I'll tell you what, the coaches don't do us any favors with the schedule,
right?
Because the coaches want us to have it tough, and that's going to make us that much more prepared for March in the NCAA tournament. So I love it. I mean, we wrestle at Oklahoma State in Gallagher-Iba, fly back on that flight the same night to wrestle Iowa the next morning.
Day.
So I mean,
crazy.
I don't think any other Ivy League teams are doing that. If any teams in general, So it's stuff like that. It's like if you can go through that, then you can wrestle in the NCAA tournament, at the highest level. So I love it. I'm looking forward to wrestling, two of the top 5 guys in the country in 2 consecutive days. And it's just it's all about how you approach the season, right? I mean, it's as much as this game is physical, it's just as much, if not more, mental. Right?
Totally.
And so your mindset, and it's something that I've learned throughout the years, because I did not have a great mindset. In
really.
Right. Freshman year of high school, sophomore year of high school, even middle school, right? I mean, I just couldn't get it right. 5-time state second placer, right here. So, it took a little bit of time to get adjusted and to realize, how you should approach the mindset going into these matches. And it's just about believing in yourself, truly, and knowing what you're capable of. I spent a lot of time talking with my sports psychologist, who's helped me a lot, just mindset-wise, what you should be thinking about before the match, not about the wins and the losses, about the technical side of it, what you want to hit during the match, and just knowing that all that work that you put in is the same amount of work, if not more work, than anybody else you're gonna wrestle. So just know and be confident in the process, right? Trust the process, because it's gotten you this far and it's going to take you to the next level. So,
hey, thanks for the time. I'll be watching this year, and good luck.
Love it. True wrestling.